headlines said it all. 95 was the year of turmoil. The off-season would see a sky full of stars shooting for new horizons. For the Sydney Kings, basketball's end-of-season timeout proved a new beginning.
He does the jumper from downtown, and amazingly, incredibly, he makes it off glass.
For so long weighed down by the expectations of Australia's largest city, they have assembled a team capable of going all the way. The Hammer, Shane Heal. This man knows how to win.
Heal, the three, oh, what a shot! You are a genius, Shane Heal. Absolutely sensational.
Isaac Ice Burton, the new kid on the block.
Oh, what a block! Get out of here!
Thomas, Bolden, Whitehead, a front court wall determined to hold the tide. Whitehead.
Oh, big jam from the big man. Yes, baby!
In their way, the reigning NBL champions, the Perth Wildcats. Unlike the Kings, this team had no need to change. They are all still there. The Terminator, Andrew Vlahoff, for so long the High Court judge and executioner.
Turn around and shoot, he does!
Scott Fisher, James Crawford, Ricky Grace. The names roll off the tongue as easily as they run the floor.
The numbers for the Wildcats, it's your hair finds Crawford.
To win the title, you have to get past these men first. Now is the time. Time for the new Kings to hold court. This is Blockbuster Basketball, exclusive to Network 10. Good evening and welcome to the coldest night of the year so far in Sydney, but right now, at this court, the Kings are the hottest team in the league. They're unbeaten at home. They're in sensational form. Testing that will be the Perth Wildcats, defending champions. Going back to last year, they're on a 10-game winning streak on the road. They continued that last night, 92-85 in Brisbane. You couldn't have scripted a better matchup. This will be a beauty. Full crowd here. Let's go to the starting lineups. At point guard for the Sydney Kings, the man who won't die wondering, Shane Heal. While controlling the court for the Perth Wildcats, the reliable, the amazing Ricky Grace. The off guards, those with a license to shoot the ball, the ice-cool Isaac Burton, and a future force in the game, Aaron Trahair. In the front court where they play it tough and hard under the basket and where this game may well be decided, the Wildcats boast a lineup dubbed The Wall. Scott Fisher, Andrew Vlahoff and James Crawford. Hoping to break down the wall, Stephen Whitehead, Melvin Thomas and Bruce Bolden. Here we go. Wonderful atmosphere for this game. Sydney averaging 127 points in their last 4 matches. But that man, Scott Fisher, will lead a defensive impact that man, Shane Heal, will not have felt so far this season. Welcome to you, Tim Morrissey. This is a great matchup.
Oh, sensational. The crowd is just fantastic. Sydney's first sellout game since the end of 1994 season. And the fans are just pumped.
New uniforms for the Sydney Kings. Packed to the rafters for the tip-off. Melvin Thomas, number 32, up against JC, James Crawford. And Billy Mildenhall, the referee, says we want it all again.
Well, he wasn't happy with that throw.
Kevin Marsh and Roger Shields, your other officials tonight, as Crawford tips it back to Fisher, now Grace. And how important is this game for Ricky Grace? Unluckily deposed from the #1 spot in the Australian team as Fisher scores first points for the night for the Wildcats.
We can expect Perth to just pump it inside all night long to their wall. That's their advantage, their inside muscle.
Bolden fakes outside, goes a little closer and hits. So a good confident start for both clubs. And the forward scoring early. As I mentioned, Ricky Grace was to be the point guard for the Atlanta Games. There he is right now, lobbing it into Vlahoff. But with Luke Longley injured, they had to go with another big man, and that was teammate Scott Fisher. Also playing tonight, Heal inside. Thomas gets it back. Tough basket from Melvin Thomas. Sydney leads 4-2. 22 points a game, Melvin Thomas, shooting at 49%, a very high percentage. In fact, the entire Sydney team is averaging 55% in their recent matches. Scott Fisher Nice little jump shot over the top, responds for the Wildcats, 4-all. And great and quick Isaac Burton all the way down the court. And this is one of Sydney's strengths in 1996, their transition game, being able to turn defence into attack very quickly. Burton drawing a foul on that play.
The Isaac just too quick that time for Scott Fisher, knifed his way to the basket. That's one thing Sydney are really going to look to exploit against the Wildcats. Try and get that ball, even if Perth score, get it in from out of bounds quickly and really push it up the court.
First one goes down for Isaac Burton, averaging 77% from the free throw line. Very healthy. And has improved with every game so far since Alan Black recruited him very late in his preparations for 1996. Sydney by 2.
It's going to be interesting to see Perth go to Scott Fisher again. He scored both their baskets. Obviously feeling they've got a little bit of a mismatch advantage to Fisher's way with Stephen Whitehead guarding him.
Blahoff with a tough assignment there. Crawford wins it back. And Blahoff goes for 3. Rebounded by Bolden. Now quick outlet passing from the Kings. Thomas!
With that fast break, that's deadly. Perth are going to have to get back in defensive transition to cover those outlet passes.
Let's have another look at how Sydney turns that defensive play into attack so quickly. Melvin Thomas, for a big man, gets up the floor so fast. At the other end, however, a foul against the Kings. Blahoff with the restart, lobs it back to Aaron Trahair, and now Ricky Grace. That backcourt, the guards, will have a tremendous battle tonight. Trahair, speaking of which, sinks 2 points. They've made it 3. The referees decided it was 3. It was a close call. Perth trails by only 1. Defending now. Thomas again going to work inside, and he has 6 points for the game already. Lobbed into Fisher, posting up now on Stephen Whitehead, who's smaller but quicker. Shane Heal pulls up for the big 3. Oh, heavy rebounding there from Isaac Burton. Tries to keep it in. Perth ball. Burton not big for a forward, but he gets up. Playing, of course, in the 2 spot with Stephen Whitehead in the small forward position, but Burton can get rebounds. Helping out what is size-wise not a very big Sydney team. Crawford driving on Bolden. Referees say no basket, with the foul call against the Kings.
You can see Perth's tactics at the moment. Really get that ball pumping inside. JC going up and strong, but Bruce Bolden just a little bit too much body in there, and the referees picked that up and called the foul.
Bolden and Crawford, 2 naturalised players now. There he is, Bolden, getting that rebound, lobbing it out again. Thomas on the break now. Billy Mildenhall says it's a charge. That is, he says Ricky Grace had established defensive position when Melvin Thomas made contact. Obviously the crowd didn't like it too much. Turnover.
It's a tough call, that one.
On the run.
The defensive player is allowed to be moving long as he establishes his position before the offensive player gets there.
Crawford now looking for someone inside. Fisher can't handle the ball. Risky play, but Fisher acknowledges he should have taken it. Scott Fisher and Ricky Grace, the 2 boomers for Perth. That man right now, Shane Heal, is the Sydney representative for Atlanta. They'll be heading over there right after the All-Star game early in July, about the 10th. They'll have only a couple of days rest before playing the Dream Team, the United States. Again, Thomas coming inside, Bolden helping out. Sydney's lead goes out to 5 points.
Bruce Bolden has been the Dennis Rodman for the Sydney Kings recently. Massive, tremendous amount of rebounds.
Blahoff now working it inside again to Crawford. Grace thought about the 3 momentarily, drives in on Burton. And once again, Perth causing problems when they penetrate the Sydney defence. He's drawn another foul. Sydney already with 4 fouls. but they're evenly spread, so no individual in foul trouble right now. Shane Heal having plenty to say to referee Billy Mildenhall about the calls. As Grace makes the first free throw. Ricky Grace, 86% success from the free throw line. That's the 7th best in the Mitsubishi Challenge. Perth trails by 4. Whitehead takes the ball up for the Kings. Nice little switcheroo there from Alan Black. Normally, of course, Shane Heal takes the ball up. Thomas short with that shot. Burton. Bolden again, very active on the boards. And that's going to be a big part of this game already. Sydney with 11 rebounds to Perth's 1. It's been a massive start for them, and that's going to be a big factor in this game. Bill Fisher, as Crawford misses the shot and Sydney takes it. Bill Fisher.
Yeah, the court for this game didn't go down as Trahere takes the ball back and Fisher puts it in. Nice one from Fisher. The court for tonight's game didn't go down until 3 o'clock this afternoon. So the Wildcats elected not to have a shoot-around today. The Kings offered them the chance to shoot around at their court. They said thanks, but no thanks, we'll just wait to play.
Bill Fisher running the sidelines all night for us. Sydney by 6 as Fisher, nice pass to Trahere, can't quite control it. Roger Shields gives the ball to the Kings. Aaron Trahere wanted a foul. Shane Heal, how he has improved in the last couple of seasons, taking over the long-held position of Phil Smythe in Australian basketball. His shooting and playmaking have improved, and what a play there from the hammer. Sydney leads by 8. Perth coach Adrian Hurley wanting a timeout. Ricky Grace says, let's do it. And here again is the hammer off balance. It is very hard to imagine how you can make that shot until you actually try it yourself. Sydney 18, the Perth Wildcats 10, 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter. We'll be back.
A date in the life of Fran. Time waits for no Fran on the Nanny 6:30 Sunday.
Felix, what the devil's going on in Shanghai? It seems there's foul play, Barnes. Dash it all, Felix. Have you contacted Special Branch?
I say, did somebody say special? Well, Chicken Treats $3 specials are back. Monday, it's a quarter chicken chips and corn.
Biffing.
Tuesday, it's a quarter chicken chips and gravy.
Splendid.
Wednesday, it's a chicketed dog and small chips.
Good show.
Thursday, it's a chicken roll and small chips. And Friday, it's a quarter chicken chips and pineapple fritter.
Bravo.
That's Monday to Friday, $3 specials. Only at Chicken Treat.
It's winter time, wet road time, safe tyre time. Duck off to Diff's winter tyre sale. Save on the best wet road grippers like Bridgestone, Goodyear and Maxxis. It's tyre sale time at Ian Diffin World of Tyres and Mufflers.
Here we go with the Lions' first attempt at a duck for 96, and not quite enough hops for our feline friend, who has excited the Kings crowd along with CJ with a new mechanised look. CJ stands for Court Jester. And in just a minute, the Wildcats and the Kings will be back out on court. The Sydney Kings with an 8-point lead. Bruce Bolden has hit all of his 4-shot attempts tonight. The captain, there he is, leading them back out and having plenty to say. This is a big game for Sydney. Let's have a look at a former King. There he is, Damien Keogh. Retiring at the end of last season in what was, as we mentioned at the top of the program, a very, very big change to the Kings roster. In fact, Damien wouldn't have played with most of these guys out on court right now. Perth, of course, the champions. Stability. Blahoff, nice cut. Inside, takes the ball and narrows the gap to 6. And here again, the Kings transition play. Perth was out of there and takes them to 20.
The Wildcats a little bit confused on defense. They're not sure whether in man or in zone. Isaac Burton left unattended.
Trahere, not many options, but decides to score. A 6-point lead to the Kings. Whitehead picks himself up as Heal, takes it back up, and already this has the makings of a terrific matchup. The Wildcats, remembering, played last night in Brisbane, which wasn't an easy task. A 7-point win. Nice drive and score from Stephen Whitehead. And he will will get the chance to make it a three-point play as the refs caught a foul in the act of shooting, and here it is again.
Great drive by Stephen Whitehead. Used his body that time to protect the ball.
And typically, for a player who was trying to cut inside against the Perth defence, he was in a lot of trouble. A lot of bodies around him there, but he still managed to get it down. And when we return, they're taking a timeout right now. Whitehead will try and make it 23-14 for the Sydney Kings. Tim, how do you assess this start for both clubs?
Both teams have really started off strong offensively. Perth are really looking to take it inside to Sydney, really use that wall, their advantage. Crawford, Vlahoff and Fisher inside. But at the same time, Sydney are just lightning quick on that offensive game, looking to really fast break and try and catch Perth napping defensively.
Well, the starting lineouts have been out there for about 6.5 minutes now, and Adrian Hurley is getting ready to bring Anthony Stewart on when the teams come back on court. Likewise, Alan Black will bring on Brad Williams for the Sydney Kings, and that tip will be another factor in this game, the bench scoring. And Sydney lately have been averaging 12 points from the bench. That is, the players who don't start the game have been contributing as a group 12 points for the match. Perth, however, much healthier, 17 off the bench, 11 of those points coming from this man who's coming in now, Anthony Stewart.
Yeah, well, he's been rotating in a lot for Aaron Trahair, and they're getting great value. You need that sort of spark to ignite the team off the bench. Sydney sometimes get it, sometimes they don't. They've had a lot of injury problems with Whitehead out for the first couple of games, and Justin Withers still recovering from a back injury. They really need someone to come off on the bench and really ignite the team.
James Crawford, the man replaced in the Perth lineup. He's the only player who hasn't scored, but I wouldn't let that worry you if you're a James Crawford fan, because you would know that he always gets in the game. In fact, was the star, I thought, of Perth's McDonald's championship run, where they proved themselves to be at least the third best club team in the world, taking on the likes of the Houston Rockets, Real Madrid and Barcelona. Magnificent effort by the Wildcats. It brought them attention worldwide. That was in London, and as I said, JC, who's not getting any younger, was fantastic. Here's that last play, foul called against Sydney.
Picked up Melvin Thomas that time. Billy Milton Hall right on the spot reckons that Melvin copped a little bit of Andrew Vlahoff's arm.
Sydney already with 5 team fouls against them with 5.5 minutes left in the quarter. That means that from here on, when Perth receives a foul, they will be able to go to the free throw line and shoot points. That's a big advantage. Perth with only 2 fouls against them as a team. Here's Brad Williams now with his first serious touch out to Isaac Burton. They're getting out to the Kings perimeter scorers very quickly to try and stop them. And that's a nice drive from Melvin Thomas. Again, he goes to 8 points for the game. He and Bolden lead all scorers so far. Fisher, turnaround jump shot, drops. Plenty of scoring happening out there at the moment, and a turnover already. Vlahoff single-handedly takes on the Kings and embarrasses them at the other end of the court. One of the toughest men in the game, and he certainly took on 3 and beat them on that occasion. 6-point lead to the Kings.
Perth maintain their man-to-man defense at the moment. Shane Hill just too much pressure by Ricky Grace. And here we have a 2-on-1 fast break.
Aaron Trahair, and this is a good run from the Wildcats. 6 unanswered points. Taking it to the Kings right now at a critical time in this quarter. They trail by only 4. Bolden now trying to fake out Scott Fisher. Goes baseline. Williams struggles to control. Heel, though, will go for 3. Good rebounding from Anthony Stewart. Trahair set for 3. Beautiful no-look pass inside, and Fisher again. 2 points. Perth on the charge. Tighten this game up again. And Scott Fisher goes to 10. He leads all scorers right now. Alan Black's called a timeout for the Kings. We'll be back with more on the other side of this break.
The thumps and bumps of everyday driving can easily put your wheels out of alignment, making your steering erratic, unsafe, and causing costly premature wear like this on your tires. This month, Ian Diffin will expertly correct your wheel alignment for only $25. Using the unique Servex laser light equipment, Ian Diffin's highly trained technicians can correct your alignment with exceptional accuracy in less than 30 minutes, making your driving smoother, safer, and extending the life of your tires for only $25.
You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move woman, you're nice, sweet, fantastic. Move up on a bit, yes, you move it. Funny woman, you're nice, sweet, fantastic. Reach up on a bit, move a bit, Titanic. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it.
The Mitsubishi Challenge is proudly sponsored by Mitsubishi Motors.
Welcome back to a full house at the Sydney Entertainment Centre. Wonderful atmosphere as the mascots hit the crowd. The Wildcats are on a 9-2 run. Here's Bill Fisher.
Yeah, we've got three of the stars of the top 10 drama sweat with us tonight. We've got Tats, we've got the Don, we've also got Tom, star swimmer, Martin Henderson. Great game, you enjoying it?
Yes, lovely, thanks, Bill.
The atmosphere here is just incredible tonight.
It's a bit different to a swimming meet, mate, but yeah, it's been exciting.
When you get to the Olympics, it'll be like this, eh?
One day. Next series.
We've also got with us Inga. Inga plays the gymnast Tats. Inga, you enjoying? You've been here before.
Yes, I'm having a great time. Sydney's ahead. Woohoo!
All right, we'll come back with some more later.
Bill Fisher with the Stars of Sweat, 5:30 Saturday. Williams nicely inside to Thomas, and already Fisher putting pressure on Thomas. Beautiful pass, but Burton can't convert. Sydney struggling, the gate was open. Grace takes on Burton. A great matchup in itself. Good rebounding again from Bolden. Sydney out-rebounding the Wildcats 12-5, and this is a Perth ball. Good hustle from the Wildcats. They're certainly making up for that lack of rebounding in other areas of the game.
Sydney have been a little bit casual on some of their passing, a little bit more direct.
Traher. And again, a rebound for the Kings. Isaac Burton. This is a very important offensive play from the Sydney Kings. They need to settle down, get some scoring going, because the Wildcats have taken it to them.
So you get that nice balance where you work the ball around, look for a good shot. You don't always have to take the risky three-pointer.
Vlahoff safe with that defensive rebound. Grace takes on Burton. That'll be Burton's toughest matchup of the year so far. That rims out. And now Sydney again, putting some speed on this game. Burton drives and scores. Sydney by 4, but look how quickly Perth are back up the court. Here's Anthony Stewart just settling the play down. Scott Fisher's 10 points so far is very, very high. His best opening quarter of the season was 12 against the Tigers in April, as Stewart nails a three-pointer. And the Wildcats are within one. Adrian Hurley bringing on another big body. Matthew Earp is warming up on the sideline for the Wildcats.
Well, Hurley can't let all his starters play too much time. They did play in Brisbane last night. He's going to have to give them a rest.
Thomas stepping and scoring over the top of Andrew Vlahoff, who, according to the refs, hit him with a very light foul in the process.
So Melbourne just setting him up. And Andrew Vlahoff just caught, sticking his hand in.
Scratched his elbow, but the ref said it was hard enough to warrant a foul call. It's only the first one for Vlahoff, who gets a rest. And Matthew Earp comes into the game. Matthew also gained invaluable experience in that London series against the best club teams in the world. Aaron Traher, one of the stars of the Junior World Championships in 1995, where Australia's team won a silver medal. To go with the women's youth team's gold medal, it makes us one of the best basketball nations in the world. Right now,
by Anthony Stewart that time. Nice little path under the basket to Scott Fisher, who got fouled in the shot. And that's where Sydney really looked vulnerable. Going up strong, good call, foul on Brad Williams that time. But when Perth penetrate and try and put the ball on the floor and go to the basket, that's where Sydney do look weak defensively.
And as we mentioned, Perth in the bonus. That is, that high foul count for the Kings is now being punished by free throws. There's Fisher taking his tally to 12, and that equals his best opening quarter of the season. The lead for Sydney is only 2. Inside 2 minutes now in the first quarter. On the other hand, Melvin Thomas has had 11 points for this quarter. That's his best opening quarter so far this season. Nice pass from Bolden. Williams, no mistake. Sydney keeps that 4-point buffer. Brad Williams looking for a big game tonight. His contribution from the bench has not been great. 4 points a game, but 52%. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities, doesn't take a lot of shots. Stewart gets past him there and does take a shot for success. 2-point game again.
Brad Williams just leaving his feet that time, getting in the air, going for a little pump fake.
Heel puts the step beautifully on Stewart. Absolutely burnt him off the dribble. Sydney 34, Perth 30. Grace trying to do the same at the other end. And nice heads-up play from Brad Williams. Threw the ball against the legs of Ricky Grace. Got the call, Sydney turnover. Stephen Whitehead back in the game. Brad Williams, after scoring, gets a rest. And after this very clever play, giving his team possession from the baseline. Well, this could be a good finish to the quarter for the Kings after they conceded that. 9 points to the Wildcats. Bolden driving on earth. Feels like he can take him. Pushing foul call by Billy Mildenhall.
Again, you can't give up defensively. You can't give up the baseline and allow a player to drive to the baseline, go up for a shot. Earp just a little bit too slow that time.
Hey, it's going to Melbourne. It's going to Melbourne. It's going to Melbourne.
Sydney not taking a shot because Perth has only 4 fouls against them. That's the benefit of being careful in defence. Thomas with a tough shot. Good rebounding from Anthony Stewart. Puts the shoes on. Well, the Wildcats wanted a foul call, but the referee said there was a travel. So the call went against the Wildcats. Now, the game clock is counting down towards 30 seconds, but the shot clock is inside that. So even if Sydney winds its time right down, Perth will still have a possession after this with which to respond. And that's exactly what the Kings are doing, winding the clock right down on this play. Inside 10 seconds now, they have to score. Hill for 3. Oh, it's long. Oh, heavy rebound from Thomas and a great pass. Bolden scores, and Perth with 5 seconds to answer. Stewart pulls up for 3. And it won't happen for the Wildcats. However, Sydney, with a sparkling finish, lead into the first change. 36-30 right here at the Kingdome. We'll be back with more.
Julia always knew he was trouble.
Get out of here now!
Yeah, the right from me is silent.
Now she's about to find out just how bad he really is.
Are you okay?
For Bailey, one guy's loss is another guy's love.
I saw you and Sarah together yesterday, okay? So you're not upset? I don't care if you date Sarah. Just don't go around lying about it.
While for Charlie, a suspicious fire lands him in the thick of things.
He was the last one here.
No other drama hits as close to the bone.
God, Charlie, he could go to prison.
So can I.
Party of 5, 7:30 Sunday.
Okay, we're going to turn the lights out. Now, judging just by the shape, what are you holding?
Football. All right, a boombox. It's melon. Box of cereal? Oh, that's easy. Well, it was Coca-Cola.
Uh-oh, he's gonna do some serious scrubbing again. Oh no, all that constant pressure. Ouch! Wait, it's not the same brush. Colgate Flexible. Wow, that feels better. Yeah. That flexible handle really absorbs the pressure on my teeth and gums. And it's got the diamond-shaped head. That feels cleaner. Let's have a bite to celebrate.
Colgate Flexible for a more comfortable clean.
It's amazing how quickly they grow up. I know he'll be okay. I'll make him his favourite, chicken chasseur. Maggie makes it easy.
boom, chicky, boom, chicky, boom, boom.
So for your chance to win a new frontier of sport, watch Seinfeld this week on 10.
Oh, I'm looking right at you, Big Daddy.
Australia's favourite flashbacks.
Municipal Council opened this speedway at Henson Park near Sydney to keep the scooters off the road. The youngsters think this speedway is a great idea. Great fun, scooters, but a great danger in traffic. Imagine if that spill happened in a busy street. But what about the girls? It teaches future wives to put their foot down. The prizes are popular too, boxes of sweets. And they're the only things that go faster than the scooters.
Australia's favourite flashbacks were brought to you by Sorbet. Sydney Entertainment Centre back out here for the second quarter. The Kings by 6 in a fairly high-scoring quarter, and that, I think, Tim Morrissey, would suit the Kings against a pretty strong defensive team like the Wildcats.
Oh, definitely. The Kings are one of probably the hottest team in the NBL at the moment, and offensively they really like to score points. In their last 5 games have really been racking up some very big scores. Alan Black has been very happy about that. He's also a little critical. He thinks that they can work on their defense just a little bit more.
Getting ready, we'll cross to Bill Fisher in a moment to hear what they had to say at quarter time. But once again, Melvin Thomas getting ready to match up with the man they call the Alabama Slammer, James Crawford, tipping off to Blahoff, now Grace. Can Perth score first in the second quarter? Stewart looking in good touch tonight. Crawford lobbing it back outside. Good patient offense from the Wildcats. They've got plenty of time on the clock. Grace hits and tightens this game up to 4. Bill Fisher.
Yeah, the Sydney Kings coach Alan Black wants to make sure his players play a bit of man defence at the moment. While Perth has got a big lineup out on the court, he wants to play man. If they change their lineup a little bit, he'll probably go to his zone. But it's defence where they really got to tighten it up. He's really getting on his players about to do all through the game.
Melvin Thomas to 13 points for the game. Justin Withers is out on court for the Kings. Fisher with a little fake. Nice pass to Blahoff, posting up on Thomas, runs into a wall. Grace. Oh, he's nailed the 3. Ricky Grace takes himself to 7 points for this game, but he's hit both of his 3-point attempts so far. In fact, the Wildcats are shooting 57% from outside the perimeter.
Well, that's got to be a great sign for Coach Adrian Hurley. Last night against Brisbane, Perth could only manage 1 of 16 shots from downtown. Tonight they're already hit 4 of 7.
Could be a factor, Tim. Perth normally shoots 36% from outside as Whitehead goes inside, compared to the Sydney Kings 43%, which is one of the best percentages as a team in the league. So far, Sydney have taken 3 shots for no result. Crawford right on the free throw line. Stewart. Grace fakes that 3-pointer again. The Kings will have to be on the ball. They've double-teamed Grace. Now Stewart was open momentarily. Well, there's been a foul off the ball inside the key, and it's gone against the Wildcats.
Well, Anthony Stewart's jumped in the air on that pass. As he's made the pass, you watch here, he drives into the keyhole, throws up in the air for the pass, but takes out Melvin Thomas, who established good position in the paint. Good call by the referee.
And a big flop from Melvin, I'm sure.
We'll give him an academy for that one.
No question. Withers at the top for 3. Oh, yes! Justin Withers is right on target with his first shot of the game. Unbelievable.
That was nothing but net. Withers can hit the trees. He's a big-time player.
Averaging 50% from there this season so far in very few minutes because he had a very serious back injury and has not long been back in action. That basket will count according to referee Roger Shields, and also a potential 3rd point for the line as Withers has pinched through his first foul of the evening. Justin Withers has featured in only 6 games so far this season, after a back injury that really was quite mystifying to the medical profession. In the end, an injection of paw enzyme solved the problem, as Crawford makes it a 3-point play, and Perth stays within 4 of the Sydney Kings.
Perth are now in their zone defense. Just looking to guard an area rather than an individual man.
Whitehead off target, so Fisher will restart Perth's attack. Nice pass inside. Crawford posting up. Oh, great help out there from Scott Fisher. Got the rebound, tipped it in, and he is adding a blinder. 14 points, and that leads all scorers in this game so far. He only has 2 rebounds. Sydney's still winning that department. 17 rebounds to 9. Not truly reflected on the score, though. Nice quick passing as Whitehead lines it up. 3 points. 46 now to 41. Stephen Whitehead. 8 points for the game, and like Justin Withers, had a belated start to the season because of injury.
It was great ball movement by the Kings offensively then. One of the best ways to read the zone is to move the ball from side to side. And then we see Scott Fisher with a nice 2.
Trademark play. In fact, it's that type of shot. As Whitehead again trains a monster. Wow.
Whitehead from downtown.
Downtown, down country. I mentioned Scott Fisher's jump shot there. That's one of the reasons he was selected in the national team, as Blahoff misses that shot. Great rebounding from Justin Withers. That's an area that he is just starting to get back into it with his heel drives. And Sydney's so incisive right now. They're scoring. They have an 8-point lead. Bill Fisher.
Things Stephen Whitehead told me during the week was that even though he shot a lot of points up at Gold Coast last week, he wasn't getting them from the perimeter. He says he's in this team as a shooter, and I think tonight we're going to see it from him.
Well, Stephen Whitehead, in fact, now that you make that point, before tonight had made only 1 of 15 3-point attempts, so no doubt Whitehead wants to improve that percentage, and as I mentioned, he's 2 of 2 tonight. Adrian Hurley called that timeout for the Wildcats, and here is some of the entertainment you will see at the games when the players make a temporary stoppage. The Harlequins.
Sunday.
There's a tornado coming!
We've got a twister. A premier thriller.
Twister!
That'll blow you away.
It's here, all right?
At least 4 separate tornadoes have touched down so far, but you can't second-guess Mother Nature.
You gotta hurry, okay?
Laura, honey!
What if it starts again?
This thing may not be over yet.
Witness the power and feel the fury.
No, come on!
Casper's Devon Sauer and John Schneider.
It's right behind us!
Night of the Twisters, 8:30 Sunday.
You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move woman, you're nice, sweet, fantastic. Move up on a bit, yes, you move it. Funny woman, you're nice, sweet, fantastic. Reach up on a bit, move a big Titanic. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it.
The Mitsubishi Challenge is proudly sponsored by Mitsubishi Motors.
Alan Black hoping that his team can keep a handy lead, because last year Perth won all 6 matches that were decided by 3 points or less. This year they've only had 1 close match. They won that against Illawarra, so they are the players who win the clutch games. Alan Black doesn't want to get into a situation where Perth are close to the Kings at the end of the game. Of course, conversely, the Wildcats want to nail this one pretty easily as well, as they did last night in Brisbane, and in fact have done for much of the season.
Well, I think both teams would like an easy game tonight, but somehow I don't think it's going to pan out that way. Game has started off at a tremendous pace. It's going to be interesting to see which team's going to crack first, although Sydney do have a good lead at the moment.
Blahoff patient, now Crawford. Withers doing a pretty good job on him at the moment. Anthony Stewart playing the point guard role for now. Ricky Grace has gone right. And there is a nice pass. Crawford normally eats those for breakfast. On this occasion, though, Sydney gets the rebound. Isaac Burton, he's quick. I think he was thinking about a jam then, but Perth closed him out. Once again, Perth very quick. Stewart for 3. Nice rebound from Blahoff, and unlucky because he knew Grace was going to be there. It just didn't fall for him. So Sydney with a chance to breathe, because those last 2 offensive plays went so quickly. They lead by 51-43. 7.5 minutes left in the quarter. Perth shooting 44%, the Kings 50% as teams. The interesting thing about that is Perth have lost both games this year where they've shot less than 40%. So it's important they have accuracy tonight. Melvin Thomas, again, going to work inside. He has 15 points for the game. Sydney have 3 players scoring in double figures: Whitehead, Thomas and Bolden. Aaron Trahair comes into the game now. Just passes it to Fisher. This 10-point lead of the Kings, the biggest in the game. Trahair trying to stop that. Oh, that was unlucky. That was down. Somehow intercepted beautifully by Stewart.
Great defensive recovery that time. That would have been a certain slam dunk at the other end, courtesy of Burton.
Well, Perth Tim seemed to be reading Sydney's outlet passes very well. Crawford at the other end was looking for the jam. Thomas couldn't quite control it. Here's Burton again. Heel! And he stripped, but Sydney will get the ball back.
Great desperation hands by Anthony Stewart that time. Another certain layup, but just in there at the last moment.
Well, Trahair there just fouled him. It was a pretty good play. If you make contact with the ball or even the hands, it's not a foul. Nice pass from Heel. Thomas, though, couldn't get it to happen. And Sydney giving the ball away quite a bit in this game. Blahoff looked and saw Crawford coming in, gets the 2 points. And again, Sydney with the risky long pass, but it did come off this time. I don't think, Tim, any team has been able to get back and counter those Sydney outlet passes the way the Wildcats are doing tonight.
No, they've been very good, but that time Shane Hill's pass was on the money. Just got over the outstretched hands of the defense, and Isaac iced Burton at the end for another 2. Great backcourt battle going on at the moment between Sydney's Isaac Burton, Shane Hill and the Perth lineup.
Interesting move here now from Adrian Hurley, the Perth coach again. He's got Phil Doherty in the game, another junior. He was part of that World Junior Championship team with Aaron Trahair. Burton pulls up with a jumper. It eventually falls, and that is Sydney's biggest lead of the game. 12 points. Trahair now. Nice pass inside. Blahoff posting up on Melvin Thomas. He's tough. He scores.
Andrew Blahoff just too big and too strong that time for Melvin Thomas.
Shane Heel. Trahair with the matchup on him. Oh, Heel is really feeling it tonight.
Well, that was in-your-face basketball that time.
And he really likes to do it to the younger players as well. And then he tells them about it.
He certainly will. Just a little reminder, Aaron Trahair, that you're not quite there yet, son.
Well, Aaron Trahair, interesting case in point. He must have been narrowly beaten by Brett Maher for a spot of the national team. By rights, should have been there. And interestingly, he was way the better player when he matched up against Maher last week when the Perth Wildcats played Adelaide. Here's Grace, nice little dish, and that was Phil Doherty's first touch.
The referee's pinged him for a travel. Probably a nervous start for Doherty.
That was his first touch, and it was in pretty much a precious situation.
Just
59-47.
That's right, taking too many steps without bouncing the ball. The referee will call a travel every time.
Well, Perth in a bit of a drought at the moment. They've hit just 2 of their last 8 shots, and Sydney with another possession here. Justin Withers fighting with Crawford, but still manages to get over the top of him. Withers goes to 5 for the game, has not missed a shot from the field. He's taken 2.
Sydney are really taking it to Perth at the moment, inside and outside.
Blahoff trapped on that occasion. He was looking for that baseline pass. Doherty to Trahair, who takes Heel on this time. Nice pass. Doherty with a chance, and he did evade Bruce Bolden. Didn't get the score, but he has drawn a foul. So heads up play for the youngster.
Goes up, sees Bolden come. A little pump fake that time. Bruce Bolden's hand caught Doherty's arm. The referee had to call the foul.
As we have another look at that play, let's go to Bill Fisher.
Yeah, the Wildcats coach Adrian Hurley very calm and collected at the moment. He's just concentrating on the D's, a bit worried about the Kings when they get on the fast break situation, that the Wildcats end up with mismatches. He wants to make sure they get right on their right players so they can stop the mismatches and not let those easy 3-pointers that the Kings have been getting go down.
Doherty, a 79% free throw shooter. He's 100% tonight. Doherty averaging 3 points a game at 33%, but he's not playing too many minutes, of course, coming off the bench.
Well, this game's been played at such a high tempo that Adrian Hurley is forced to go to his bench, particularly after having to play in Brisbane last night.
Oh, here's Heel from a mile out. He is not afraid to shoot the ball. Ricky Grace, and that is a great contest with Isaac Burton. They're both so quick. They have a lot of moves. They're both very good with the steal. Blahoff was looking for the go with Trahair. Turnover time. Whitehead takes it. He's got pressure here. He's fouled. Trahair came up on his blind side, And they sandwiched him.
Well, that's an interesting call that time. It's hard to see any contact. I think Stephen Whitehead probably lost balance when he lost the handle on the ball. Unfortunately, Aaron Trahere has been found guilty.
Grace and Heel are absolutely warring under the basket. We'll talk about about that in a moment as Grace cleans up the dregs and takes on Heel offensively and gets it. That's a tough play from Ricky Grace.
Nice roll.
Now, Heel and Grace have long been hot adversaries. When Heel played for Brisbane last year, they had some mighty matchups. And, of course, given the situation with the national team, that makes it even more intense. Although Grace was not excluded, really, in preference to Heel. It really had nothing to do with Heel. They were supposed to be in the team together. It was simply a matter of Barry Barnes being short on big men. Oh, Grace rims out on that play. Heel cleans up, but down in back play is Andrew Vlahoff. He's copped one off the ball.
He's grabbing his right wrist at the moment. He's a right-handed shooter.
Have a look here. Well, he just tripped over Isaac Burton and ran into Shane Heel's leg, which is quite unfortunate because usually the contact under the basket, particularly with these guys, is extremely tough. But on that occasion, it was simply a misadventure. Doherty and Vlahoff off the court. Adrian Hurley playing Stewart, Grace, Crawford, Fisher and Trahere. And Sydney taking their time with the restart, or at least the officials are. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second quarter. Sydney has a 10-point lead.
Perth sticking to their man-to-man defense. Sydney's really going to try and work the ball around for a good shot.
Good rebound, Ricky Grace. Trahere can't tighten the game up. Burton can't control it. Perth gets the ball back from the side. Sydney, 24 rebounds to Perth's 13. That's an area they're going to have to address. Vlahoff has done a lot of the work for the Wildcats. He has 5 rebounds, more than any other guy in the team. Bolden going to work on the boards for Sydney with 9 rebounds.
Well, looking at Perth's big wall, their front lineup, you'd expect them to be dominating the balls, but Sydney has just worked overtime. There's Andrew Vlahoff at the moment, putting some ice on that wrist. Probably more precautionary than anything else.
Speaking of ice, Ice Burton has the matchup again on Ricky Grace, and there is Vlahoff. Crawford struggles to control it, but he's tough. JC with the 2 points inside for the Wildcats, and they are coming back. 7 for the game for Crawford, and Perth trails by 8. They're on a 6-0 run. Bill Fisher.
Yeah, that problem with Shane, with Andrew Vlahoff, it is only precautionary. He's quite comfortable with it. They just want to make sure it doesn't swell up.
That was a great pass from Melvin Thomas. Brad Williams cleaning up. And Brad Williams getting into this game scoring-wise. He has 4 now. Fisher really had to shoot the ball. Great rebounding again from Ricky Grace. He's into everything tonight. Fisher almost took it. Confident and patient. Melvin Thomas drew the foul, scored the points. And now Sydney may be able to take the biggest lead of the game from the free throw line.
Yeah, we saw Anthony Stewart go join the Paratroopers club that time, got in the air. In big trouble, Melvin Thomas, little pump fake, easy 2.
Marvellous Melvin with 17 points. 18 now leads all scorers. He's hit his last 5 shots in this game, and that is Sydney's biggest lead. Will it be an unlucky number?
At the moment, Perth just cannot cope with the Sydney Kings tempo. They're just too quick up and down the floor and scoring from everywhere, inside and outside.
Well, Aaron Trahere hitting that nice jump shot there under a lot of defensive pressure. They needed that, Perth. Here's Heel taking on Grace at the other end, and Bruce Bolden controls the rebound. Thomas with a massive fake. And Sydney with plenty of time. The shot clock has just started. A lot of pressure off the ball here. Now, Roger Shields has called, I think, Anthony Stewart, trying to stop Melvin Thomas from penetrating.
He's pinging with a holding foul.
Adrian Hurley, I guess, applauding the intensity of his team, but he wouldn't be happy with the call. 14 fouls against the Wildcats. But it shouldn't be too damaging for them because there's only a minute and a half left in this quarter. Again, Sydney dominating the rebounds here. They're getting a lot of second chances. Here's Burton. A nice little screen set for him by Thomas. Trahair got involved. And the referee says that'll be Sydney's ball again from the side.
Well, Perth have really got to start blocking out defensively, keeping the Sydney players off the boards.
Hill hits.
Nothing by net for Shane Hill.
Oh, that is a big play, but here's Grace at the other end. He's got to get back. Bruce Bolden, though, put his hand in there. That was going to be a cheap 2 points for James Crawford if he didn't. Bruce Bolden having a captain's knock tonight.
Well, I'd like to see Perth just try and lift the tempo a little bit. Look to fast break a lot more. They look really good when they push the ball up the court and look to penetrate inside.
Nice pass, Grace. Nice pass again. Fisher, they're trapping him. But Stewart's open for three. And, oh, no, how did that not make it? Burton. Full court pressure from the Wildcats. They got to the ball carrier. Thomas posting up again and over the top and Bolden again. The rebounding is killing Perth right now. Sydney with 30 boards to the Wildcats 13, and a lot of them offensively. They go to a 15-point lead. This is trouble for the Wildcats as we approach half-time. Inside 30 seconds, Ricky Grace now has less than 18 seconds to shoot the ball. Burton trying to pressure him, and Grace telling him to spread. Calling his players for this one. Inside 10 seconds now. Time winding down for the Wildcats. They are one of the best buzzer-beating teams in the league. And yes, Trahair hits right on time. Sydney, though, with 8 seconds to respond. Burton goes all the way. He scores. Now Perth with 2 seconds. They won't do it. The buzzer sounds. What a finish to the quarter. Sydney 72. The Wildcats 58. Don't be deceived. Perth has come back from a lot bigger deficits before this. Strap yourself in. We'll come back with the second half.
From the brilliant Agatha Christie, starring Peter Ustinov as Hercule Poirot.
Only the guilty hide.
With Lauren Bacall, John Gielgud, Carrie Fisher, and an all-star cast of suspects.
You go too far, Monsieur Poirot.
Appointment with Death, 8:30 Monday.
Hi. English? Oh, no,
Coca-Cola.
Yes, Coca-Cola. I'll have Coca-Cola, sir.
Sorry, this is a hardware store.
A clean fuel injector jet is about the size of a human hair. That's a hair's breadth between good performance and no performance at all. Wind Spitfire keeps fuel systems clean. You should use it too, like so many other Australians do.
To create the ultimate laundry liquid, we started with the #1 stain fighter and made it ultra concentrated. Then we set up the ultimate test, the chocolate cake from hell. New ultra concentrated Ultra Dynamo, now more powerful than ever before. So you only use half as much to handle the toughest stains, the biggest wash, first time. Ultra Dynamo, it's ultra tough on stains.
Because they're made from nutritious grains of rice, Kellogg's Rice Bubbles contain up to 20% more complex carbohydrates than wheat biscuit cereals. So, as part of a complete breakfast, Rice Bubbles is the natural fuel to see your kids right through the morning. Kellogg's Rice Bubbles, the energy pack for kids.
I had a good feeling about this interview. It was the job he really wanted. So I wanted to do something a little special. My beef with black bean. It's easy with Maggie. I knew. I just knew.
51.
Hi, I'm Bruce McAvaney.
And I'm Nicole Stevenson. Now, where are we here for? From? Well, we're here to tell you that now when you visit McDonald's, you can get one of these official Olympic hats for just $4.95. And we'll be grateful, grateful.
The McDonald's will donate $500,000 from the sale of these caps to the Australian Olympic team. That way, Nicole will be able to go to Atlanta and do what she does best.
Only $4.95? That's my mobile phone ringing out there. Sorry. I started, I'm sorry.
Welcome back to the Sydney Entertainment Centre. Wonderful halftime entertainment here, but right now the Kings are dominating what's happening on the court. Tim Morrissey, the rebounding is the big thing.
Yeah, the rebounding is what is really killing Perth at the moment. Perth are great. Unfortunately, they're just giving up too many rebounds.
Human Nature, one of the hottest young talented groups in Australia. That's their latest single. We'll be back after the next break with more basketball action from the Sydney Entertainment Centre.
Brandon's about to meet the man of Kelly's dreams.
Hi.
But Sweet is about to turn sour.
You're using art as an excuse to be a selfish bastard.
Donna's waited a long time.
And it's fake.
Could she be about to give it away?
Not interested.
Well, you better get interested.
Val's been trouble for so long.
Am I being paranoid, or is everybody excluding me from everything?
Will anyone believe her now?
I'm saying she took everything that wasn't nailed down.
It's a sensational new season of 90210, 7:30 Tuesday on 10.
You got the ball, you got the moves, you got the block, you got the shot. And when you've got the taste, we've got the treat. Now a chicken treat, buy a quarter chicken and chips, and we'll treat you to a hot fruits of the Forest Pocket absolutely free.
Free?
New chicken and treat from Chicken Treat. Get it?
Got it.
Buy a quarter chicken and chips, get a hot fruit pocket free.
Chicken treat, I got the taste.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Washing in cold water won't remove greasy stains, right? Wrong. The new Coolzyme formula in Cold Power Ultra is a real breakthrough in the removal of greasy stains in even the coldest water. So let's put it to the test against a leading concentrate. Well, there you have it. New Cold Power Ultra. Unbeatable in cold.
Andrew Vlahov, Wildcat Powerhouse, is no ordinary man. At 197 centimetres and 110 kilos, ordinary stores simply don't measure up. So when it comes to casual wear, weekend wear, or business wear, it has to be king size.
King size menswear, Perth, Inglewood and now Cannington, where style comes in your size.
Driving to Marlowe's this week for big savings in their huge stock take sale. This 8-page catalogue in the TV Extra magazine is packed with great motoring bargains. Like this AM/FM radio cassette for only $29.95. And boost your car's performance with Newlon Boost and Clean Petrol treatment for just $8.95. Save $7 on Monroe SensorTrack shock absorbers at only $88.95 a pair. But look, there's heaps of other specials and you'll find them all in Marlowe's stock take sale catalogue. Don't miss out.
Sydney Entertainment Centre gets set for a big second half. The Perth Wildcats have it all to do. They must get rebounds. They must shut down Sydney, who have scored their best first half tally for the year, 72 points. And 14 points is their biggest halftime lead of the year. James Crawford doing it the right way, getting the first points of the second half for the Wildcats and drawing a foul, blocking foul called against Melvin Thomas, who had 18 points in the first half. That was his best tally for a first half this year. At the moment, Shane Heal telling the Wildcats to wait. Sydney's lead cut to 12, it may be 11, as JC goes to the line where he shoots 69%. And he makes it. James Crawford averaging 14 points at 48% in 1996. He has 10 already for this game. Both teams are shooting well. Sydney 56%, Perth 52%. Someone's got to play some defence. Bolden drives a three straight through the middle.
Bruce Bolden knocked that shot down. Someone has to get out and onto that.
75 plays 61. Crawford goes to work again, drops the two. Bill Fisher. Believe it or not, both coaches talked about the same thing at half-time. That was uncontested shots. The Kings believe they gave up about 3 or 4 uncontested three-pointers. Their problem mainly is not getting to the man who's open. The Perth Wildcats' problem is the Kings' transition game. They've got to stop that. They've got to get back into it a lot quicker. So both teams worried about the same thing. Melvin Thomas having a great battle with Andrew Vlahov there, very similar size. They're both big.
Blahoff here, outside, but poking it in for Crawford, who turns and shoots over Bruce Bolden, who gets another Sydney rebound. Blahoff was in there to monster him, but the foul was called, or at least a turnover. Sydney will get it back, though, from the baseline. Heel walks it up. What does Perth have to do, Tim, to get back in this game, apart from take rebounds, of course?
Yeah, exactly. Rebounding is really killing them at the moment. A lot of that is probably attributed to the offensive board Sydney have picked up. They had 12 more shots in the first half than Perth had. And really, they've got to just match Sydney's intensity.
Ricky Grace with another rebound, but he slows it down. Perth trails by 14. They're going to chew up some of this lead by the third quarter. Fisher now taking his time on Whitehead, but Blahoff left alone at the top, and he can hit them from there. Andrew Blahoff takes his team to 66. He has 10 points for the game, and he gave them a real talking to before they came back out on court for this third quarter. The big man has been inspirational in many great Wildcat wins. Whitehead, but this time Perth gets the valuable rebound. They need a run. Trahan driving on heel, and he hits.
That's a tough shot for the young star, baby boomer star.
14 points for the game. He's 6 successes from 9 attempts from the field, and Perth are chewing up Sydney's lead, and they've forced another turnover. Mistake from the Kings, and here they are looking a little fragile right now. Perth, interestingly, have come back for some big deficits, but as far as half-time scores go, they've only done it once from 14 points or worse. They came back against Newcastle when they were 16 down in 1992. Blahoff now backing into Melvin Thomas, goes himself and shoots short, and Thomas was hungry for that rebound. Unleashes Burton, who was fouled by Grace. Ricky Grace did well to get back and shut that down. It was a good foul.
Again, Sydney looking to punish Perth on any missed shot out of the blocks very quickly. This time it was Isaac Burton leading the charge. Nothing Ricky Grace could do except foul him in that particular case.
Burton wore him like a cape on that play. He has 12 points, 7 rebounds. One of the reasons Alan Black brought him into this team to replace a guy, Tony Bennett, who was an exquisite player but not a lot shorter. The reason being that Burton can jump and can help out the big men, and there he helps out Sydney's score with 2 from the line.
Burton has been on fire in the last month. He's averaging, with Shane Hill together, 50 points a game to create probably the toughest backcourt in the NBL.
Right now, Trahan and Grace, with some help from Stewart, doing a lot to try and nullify that. Again, good rebounding from marvellous Melvin Thomas, and he runs the ball, but unfortunately his pass, well, fortunately it goes back to Burton, who hits the three. Sydney were lucky to get the ball on that play, but they made the most of it. 82 to 68. And there's Crawford taking it baseline. Perth have got to do something to shut them down, and they've got to score as well. Grace. Patience here, they've got less than 15 seconds. Blahoff again for 3. He nails another one. That's 2 in a row from the big man. And they've got to get out and try and stop that. He's up to 13 for the game. He's hit 2 of his 4 3-point attempts. Here's Hale driving inside, tries for the little bank shot. Bolden, tough rebound, and they've fouled him. Well, Sydney continuing that dominance. They're 2-1 on the rebounding department. Adrian Hurley not happy. Here we go. It's the Kings' 3-point master, Isaac Burton. Drains one.
He had nothing on his mind except just to find that 3-point line and nail it.
His first 3-point attempt of the game, as a matter of fact. Sydney have taken 11 shots from outside. They've hit 5 of them. Perth are 7 out of 15 as Bolden makes one from the free throw line. Bruce Bolden, an inspirational player, rather like Blahoff, has also been inspirational for South East Melbourne, the club he spent most of his time with in the Mitsubishi Challenge. Shoots 70% from the free throw line, and that was pretty much living up to the statistics. 84 plays 71. Grace, little lob pass in. Blahoff, double team. That is 2 defenders on it. Fisher circling. Sydney almost forced the turnover, but Blahoff was tough. Grace off a screen from Crawford, hits 3 points. The Wildcats are still there. They trail by 10. And they're doing it from the perimeter. Burton outside the perimeter, driving on Grace, who cuts him off. Thomas driving on Blahoff, who turns it over. Trahair cleans up, beautiful skills. Heel couldn't snap it off him. No look up, and Crawford with the jam.
The Alabama slammer. That's vintage James Crawford stuff that time.
Sydney's lead cut to 8. Bolden can't hit. Blahoff gets the rebound. Look out, here come the Wildcats. Well, this is the run you've got to have. As a former Prime Minister would say, Perth were always going to come back into this game. And this is the time where Sydney will face the acid test. This is why Perth is a championship-winning team. Heel drives. Oh, Fisher. Oh, I don't believe Heel made that shot. Look at him rev up the crowd. Shane Heel. And he wanted a foul there now.
Shane Heel is irate. He's screaming for fouls.
Blahoff again outside. Thomas let him have some room there, but he didn't go for the 3. Looking for the easier 2 points. Fisher tough. Still can't get it to go. Well, now Sydney seem to have arrested the momentum. Here's Burton bouncing off Grace, and it's a charging foul. That's twice Ricky Grace has done it to the Kings. And Melvin Thomas calling his players back.
Here we see it. Good position by Ricky Grace.
Here's a timeout. The players will take a rest, and so will we. 10-point lead to the Kings. We'll come back shortly.
It's the kind of tension that leads to trouble.
I know how you get when you haven't had a woman in a while.
But could it lead to murder?
So silly. When are you coming home?
As soon as you get your sister and her electric buggy out of my house.
Melrose Place, 8:30 Tuesday.
It's winter time, wet road time, safe tyre time. Duck After Diff's winter tyre sale. Save on the best wet road grippers like Bridgestone, Goodyear and Maxxis. It's tyre sale time at Ian Diffin World of Tyres and Mufflers.
You got the ball, you got the moves, you got the block, you got the shot. And when you've got the taste, we've got the treat. Now a chicken treat by a quarter chicken and chips, and we'll treat you to a hot fruits of the forest pocket absolutely free.
Free?
New chicken and treat from Chicken Treat. Get it?
Got it.
Buy a quarter chicken and chips, get a hot fruit pocket free.
Chicken treat, I got the taste.
Welcome back to the Sydney Entertainment Centre, where basketball is alive and well. Isaac Burton just pitched for a charging foul, a rare offensive foul. Both teams have 5 players scoring in double figures in this game. It is a scoring feast. However, Scott Fisher has missed his last 4 shots for the Wildcats. Can he make amends? Well, we won't know for a while because there's been some adjustments made. Gavin Vanderputten, the big man, has come on and he takes the ball right now and almost turns it over. Aaron Trahair, oh, what a pass! And Thomas takes the legs away from the big man, Vanderputten, and that is a pretty heavy fall. It's a long way down from where Gavin Vanderputten breathes. Right now, he's finding a little difficulty doing just that. I think he may have been winded because his body, his upper body, hit the court first. Thomas has 4 fouls after this play. Well, he was falling over Melvin Thomas. I don't think there's any intention there.
No intention at all. The real worry is you'll probably see Vanderputten lands on his wrist. Takes a lot of the fall, and that's the first thing he grabbed when he hit the ground.
Well, he's having a chat with Coach Adrian Hurley now. I'm sure the young man wants to stay on court, but he won't. Scott Fisher does get back into the game sooner than he expected.
That's right. Once the team doctor steps onto the floor, the player, no matter whether he's right, okay, he has to come off.
3-point attempt. Oh, it's down. Aaron Trahair. Perth are coming into this game in a big way. Adrian Hurley arguing there that they should have got 2 points from the line for that foul because he said Gavin Vanderput was in the act of shooting, but it really didn't matter because they got an extra point. Sydney now really struggling as Perth cranks up their defence, and here they go again. Sydney's lead has been cut to 7. It was 15 at one stage. Stewart now. Trahere. Grace wide open for 3, but he gives Vlahoff another chance. 3 out of 3 from outside. Andrew Vlahoff. He's killing him. And Perth have tightened the game up to 4 points. Whitehead can't answer. So Sydney now in big trouble.
Sydney really need to work the ball around, get a good shot.
Trahere cuts inside, and now we have a ball game. 2-point lead to the Kings. Perth are on the rampage.
Alan Black is going to have to call a timeout, and here it is.
Unbelievable effort from the Wildcats. They're in this game once again. Just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. We're coming back.
Felix, what the devil's going on in Shanghai?
Seems there's foul play, Bonds.
Dash it all, Felix. Have you contacted Special Bunch?
I say, did somebody say special? Well, Chicken Treats $3 specials are back. Monday, it's a quarter chicken chips and corn. Biffing. Tuesday, it's a quarter chicken chips and gravy.
Splendid.
Wednesday, it's a chickadee dog and small chips.
Good show.
Thursday, it's a chicken roll and small chips. And Friday, it's a quarter chicken chips and pineapple fritter.
Bravo!
That's Monday to Friday, $3 specials. Only at Chicken Treat.
The thumps and bumps of everyday driving can easily put your wheels out of alignment, making your steering erratic, unsafe, and causing costly premature wear like this on your tyres. This month, Ian Diffin will expertly correct your wheel alignment for only $25. Using the unique Servex laser light equipment, Ian Diffin's highly trained technicians can correct your alignment with exceptional accuracy in less than 30 minutes, making your driving smoother, safer, and extending the life of your tyres for only $25.
Well, Shane Heal with a lot to do here at the Sydney Entertainment Centre. You've got to like the Perth Wildcats. They're on a 16-4 run right now. They have hit 5 out of 5 three-point shots in this quarter. They have just stepped up and grabbed this game by the throat. They still trail by 2 points, but the momentum is all theirs. Andrew Vlahoff has made 3 out of 3 three-point attempts. He hasn't done that since 1994. Sydney still struggling to score, and Perth have a chance now to take the lead.
Well, Sydney are just taking the hard option every time. They need to work the ball around, make that extra couple of passes like they did in the first half, and come up with a high percentage shot.
Nice patient stuff here from the Wildcats. Vlahoff is tough, bold, and an even tougher rebound. Vlahoff is down and hurt in back play. Isaac Burton, talk about tough shots. He's taken another one. Vlahoff is limping out of the play, trying to call a timeout. He's got the ball, unbelievably, to Vanderputten. And Fisher almost took a mighty rebound. Vlahoff has asked for a timeout, and now he gets it. You've got to give credit to Vlahoff, Heal and Fisher here, Tim. They've been playing for Australia in a 5-test series against Lithuania. This is their 8th game in 16 days.
Yeah, they've really been working overtime, and Vlahoff came down on his ankle. Some concern for the Perth team at this moment. Hopefully Andrew Vlahoff will be okay to get back into this game.
Well, Sydney, as we failed to mention, have got Whitehead, this man, and Withers on court. Bolden, they're missing their shots, the Kings. And Perth, even without Vlahoff, still have the depth to punish them. Trahere taking his time now. Perth right on top in this game.
Sydney are going to have to really make a statement on defense at the moment. Scott Fisher, just too many moves for Justin Withers.
Who fouled him. Sydney with only 3 team fouls, so Perth won't have the luxury of going to the free throw line, but they will get the ball back. Crawford. The shot clock restarts as well. Now Sydney looking to mix it up here. Alan Black's going to put Brad Rosen, who's very small but very quick, into this game. Fisher, tough shot. Scott Fisher, 3 minutes left in the quarter. The game is tied. And Brad Rosen comes in for Stephen Whitehead. So Alan Black has got the little man in the middle of your screen with the ball. One of the fastest players in the Mitsubishi Challenge.
By Alan Black. Probably feels that the tempo is back with Perth. He wants to pick up the speed of this game.
Bolden for 3, and Sydney still cannot score. They are on one of the driest runs of the season right now. Here's Fisher posting up. He does score over Bolden. He is on fire, Scott Fisher, with 20 points for this game. Sydney have missed their last 4 shots. But before that, they'd missed a lot more. No-look pass from Rosen. It found its mark, and Bruce Bolden draws a foul. So can Sydney finally score some points from the free throw line? They trail by 2. Here's Bill Fisher.
There are 9,999 fans here. A little bit disappointed at the moment the way the Kings are going. One man loves it. That's Paul Tassoni from the 10 Show Sweat. Perth boy, you're loving it.
It's pretty amazing, Billy. I mean, this crowd, you know, home crowd advantage, but the Wildcats are doing it right now. They've hit the front.
You've never been to a basketball game. You must be their good luck charm.
No, well, maybe I am, but I mean, it's fantastic. Absolutely amazing. You know, they're just such a huge crowd, and they're really into it. Great place to bring the kids, I must admit.
Heavy contact there, Thomas and Fisher. Fisher giving Thomas no room to breathe. Withers drains the shot, and that'll give the Kings a lot of confidence. It's a tied game again. That lead that Perth took was their first since they hit the first 2 points of the game. Fisher's done it again for them, and he goes to 22 for the game. He is shooting 62% from the field. The Wildcats as a team are doing a Sydney. They're shooting 55%. Sydney's still shooting a healthy 52%. So Perth simply in a scoring race with the Kings right now. With 2 minutes left in the quarter, Heald's still unable to find his range from outside. But Trahair can. Oh boy, Perth now lead the Kings by 5, and this is pressure time for Sydney. Shane Heald, incidentally, has missed all of his 5 three-point attempts. He's the leading three-point shooter in the league right now, and that is going to be a factor. Melvin Thomas is fouled as he tries to get the ball to Shane Heald. Well, Alan Brack with a puzzle. His team was cruising. Perth, reminding you, had played in Brisbane the night before. They have lifted. The Sydney Kings unable to go with them. Oh, and that was just fortunate stuff for the Kings. Thomas miraculously fingertipped it to Justin Withers, who's got into this game with 9 points.
Sydney are going to have to really lift their defence now. Try and take Perth out of this comfort zone that they're in. Everything they do is working for them. Sydney have got to get in their face and really make a statement defensively.
Well, that's the first shot Perth have missed for a while. Isaac Burton's gone a little quiet too, Tim.
I think so. Shane Heald and Isaac Burton have got to lift. Sydney ball is a close call, but their backcourt have really got to lift. Shane Heald only has 12 points for the game. Burton's doing quite well with 17, but for a combination that's averaging 50 points a game, they really need to pick it up.
So, full marks to Trahair, Grace and Stewart, who've done a very good job. Burton now driving on Grace, but Grace is forcing Burton away from the basket. On that occasion, though, Burton knocked it down. A very difficult shot. He'll get a free throw attempt as well, and that puts Perth in the bonus. Sydney in the bonus, I should say. Perth with 5 team fouls. Here's Burton. And Grace had done everything right there.
Well, that's what I call in-your-face basketball. Isaac certainly iced that one.
Burton has been able to penetrate most defenses this year. Ricky Grace has not given him that luxury tonight. But still, he makes it a three-point play, and Sydney needed that because they've tied the game. Ricky Grace, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. We said don't go away at half-time. Now you know why. Oh, Fisher almost drained a 3. That would have capped a remarkable 3 quarters of basketball, particularly this quarter. Isaac Burton saying, steady on. The shot clock is, in fact, about 3 seconds inside the game clock. So even if Sydney runs it right down, Perth should still get the last possession for a few seconds, and that'll be enough to score. Sydney just, oh, well, nice play from Fisher. And Roger Shields, quite rightly, saying that ball came off Shane Heald last. So Perth will get a lot more time than they thought. 12 seconds with which to take the lead for three-quarter time. Here's Ricky Grace, circling. Now Trahair for 3. Oh, he makes another one. Aaron Trahair. He can do nothing wrong out there. He has hit 5 of 8 late three-pointers. Unbelievable finish. Buzzer-beating stuff from the Wildcats. They lead 96-93. Stay there for the final quarter of this blockbuster game.
Prepare for a close encounter of the slick kind.
Just got very turned on.
The ocean holds many secrets, but none more terrifying than this. An alien life form released from below the sea. 8:30 Wednesday on an all-new X-File. Then at 9:30.
Nothing like the smell of burning flesh.
There comes a time when everyone must pay their dues. Now that day has come. It'll be everything you've been waiting for.
Scared? You should be.
American Gothic, following the X-Files, Wednesday.
The thumps and bumps of everyday driving can easily put your wheels out of alignment, making your steering erratic, unsafe, and causing costly premature wear like this on your tires. This month, Ian Diffin will expertly correct your wheel alignment for only $25. Using the unique Servex laser light equipment, Ian Diffin's highly trained technicians can correct your alignment with exceptional accuracy in less than 30 minutes, making your driving smoother, safer, and extending the life of your tires for only $25.
To create the ultimate laundry liquid, we started with the #1 stain fighter and made it ultra concentrated. Then we set up the ultimate test, the chocolate cake from hell. New ultra concentrated Ultra Dynamo. Now more powerful than ever before. So you only use half as much to handle the toughest stains, the biggest wash, first time. Ultra Dynamo. It's ultra tough on stains.
Hi, I'm Bruce McAvaney.
And I'm Scott Miller.
When you visit McDonald's, you can get one of these official Olympic caps for only $4.95.
And I've got this really cool suede front. $4.95 for an Olympic hat. How can you do that?
$1.18.
I don't know really.
McDonald's will donate $500,000 from the sale of the caps to the Australian Olympic team. And that way, guys like Scott can go to Atlanta and do what they really do best.
Hi, I'm Bruce McAvaney.
No, you're not. You're Scott Miller.
Prepare for the winter onslaught with the strength of Stratco steel. Cover yourself with a great outback patio at 15% off. Stratco sheeting, large range of specials available now. Stand up to the elements with a Stratco fence of steel from just $37.50 a metre. Secure your belongings with a lockable Stratco garden shed at 15% off all sizes. Sofa steel or the hardware to install it.
Right price, expert advice, see Stratco.
Importers total stock liquidation. Solid mahogany balloon back chairs were $279, now $129. 7-piece Victorian style oval dining suite was $3,623, now $2,199. Solid teak chairs were $179, now $99. Solid mahogany chiffonier was $1,300, now $799. Hurry, this week only. Sale ends Monday 6 p.m. Victorian Country Furniture, 29 Port Kembla Drive, Bibra Lakes.
Sydney may be the hottest team in the league right now, but tonight they're up against the champion team. You saw the champagne flow for the Perth Wildcats. Right now it is the points. Aaron Trahair, averaging 12 points a game this season, is playing on a 25-point run at the moment. He had 13 for that quarter alone. Perth won the quarter 38-21. Vlahoff is back on after resting that injured ankle. And Sydney just lost for words right now, lost for answers. Vlahoff evading the double team for Ricky Grace. Shane Heal yet to shoot a three-point shot. That's been a big factor in this game. The last time he went without a three-point shot in a game was in Adelaide last year. Ricky Grace misses from the front, but Perth will get it. No, Bolden. No, Perth has got it. Anthony Stewart recovers. Sydney going for the steal, but here's that man, Trahair. Oh! Oh, not this time, but Vlahoff was there for the rebound, ankle and all. He has it heavily strapped. Stewart nails the three this time. Perth are killing them from the perimeter. Forget the rebounds now. Sydney are still leading that, 40-24. It's outside where the Wildcats are building victory here. And they've got the ball back again. They lead by 6, Bill Fisher.
Yeah, the Sydney Kings coach, Alan Black, has blasted his players for being too soft in that last quarter. He said they came out, they just went to their heads, that half-time lead. He wants them to toughen up. Adrian Hurley wants the Perth Wildcats to continue getting inside, just like that from Vlahoff. He feels they're doing a lot of damage getting inside, and he wants to stop the passing from Shane Hill.
Well, Alan Black's got his timeout. Sydney are trailing by 8 points. Perth are just killing them. Most of the damage is being done outside. They still had the power inside. The only thing Sydney's got in its favour, and this is a weird one, the last 4 times these teams have met, the team that led at three-quarter time lost the game. But that man right there who played for Perth for 3 seasons and coached them for 1.5 seasons has got a lot of work to do, Tim.
It certainly has. I think at the moment it's Sydney's defence. Perth are dictating terms in this game. They get whatever shots they want. Aaron Trahair is on fire. He can get a great look at the basket. He's had time to set his feet, take those 3-pointers. Someone has to get in his face, and that man is going to be Shane Hill. He has the defensive assignment. It's going to be very important, and he shuts down Aaron Trahair.
Alan Black was mysteriously released by Perth as coach after just 2 games in 1990. The previous year, he had coached them to the semi-finals. Black has said this week that really, that's all we've got now. He's been at another club since Illawarra, and it's just history. But whether there's any history involved or not, he certainly wants to retain this unbeaten home record of the Kings. But how good are Perth? They were 1 of 16 from 3-point range last night in Brisbane. Tonight they've found their touch. Crawford can't block it. Thomas gets 2 points. Wanted the foul. Didn't get it. So Sydney tightened it up. They trail by 6. Here is a test for the Kings. Well, Aaron Trahair had to step over the line to take that ball. Brad Williams comes off. Stephen Whitehead joins the game for the Kings. Here's another look at that play.
Just a very bad pass that time. Aaron Trahair in a lot of trouble. Nothing could do about it. Fortunately, a turnover for Ricky Grace.
Well, Sydney with a chance now to come back in this game. Go on a little run. Bolden fakes on Crawford, but Sydney hounding it very hard to get inside. Bolden, again getting a lucky bounce off the rim. That ball was long.
Soft touch for a big man.
Well, nice bit of spin on the ball. Sydney trails by 4. Here's Stewart. Beautiful pass, but Crawford unable to hold it. Burton, can he hold it? Monstered, but Thomas backing up. Tightens the game up. And Adrian Hurley has rushed up the corner timeout with about as much vigor as Thomas made that dunk. Here it is again.
Great pass by Ice Burton. Melbourne getting above the rim with a little bit of attitude that time.
Well, Isaac Burton was about to be mugged by the Perth defence. However, he had great anticipation. And Melvin Thomas, who's run the floor very well tonight, is up to 24 points in this game. Sydney coach Alan Black will try and have a listen. Well, this crowd is certainly drowning him out right now. They're getting very vocal. Of course, Perth silenced them in the 3rd quarter with that magnificent run. But the Kingdom is starting to come alive as their team fights hard. They led by 15 points at one stage. And the crowd giving them a hand as they come back on court, trailing by 2. Thomas had 18 at halftime. He's had only 2 points in the 3rd quarter. Now he has 4 pretty quick ones in the last period. So what can Perth do? Well, they have the lead. That's something. But it's no longer one-way traffic.
That's right. This crowd could play a big factor at the moment. Perth have got to try and take the emotion out of the game like they did in the 3rd quarter and silence this very big crowd.
So here, they're defending better, the Kings. Inside 10 seconds on the first shot clock. Grace Well, he tried hard on that play, but he ran out of space. Now, Sydney needs to get a good shot up here. He'll remember yet to hit a three-point shot. Here's Thomas. Oh, blocked by JC. Huge play. Now, who touched that ball? Trahere, hustle. Stewart. Yes. Oh, that was big play from Perth. Big play from Perth. And that's the sort of play that wins matches. They retain a 4-point lead, and Sydney are left up the court complaining to the referees.
Sydney were calling for a travel on that when Trahere picked up the ball, reefed it away.
Sydney about to restart. Let's hear from Bill Fisher. Bill Fisher on the sideline.
Yeah, I tell you what, the Wildcats are getting pretty excited over that. The Kings were calling for a travel. None of the Wildcats would wear that. Just one thing, previewing this game earlier today, it was mentioned that the Wildcats rarely score over 100 points. We said if this game goes over 100, the Kings will win.
Well, I don't think so. The way they're playing right now. Perth are making them fight for everything. Isaac Burton getting a little steamed up over that play.
A little bit upset, he thought he was fouled.
Ricky Grace just wrenching at the ball with Burton. Stewart trying to help out. Now it'll be a jump ball. Sydney trailing by 4 points. They need to score on this play. Perth are really making it hard for them. And they may have been the team that played last night, the Wildcats, but they are a lot more vigorous on the rebounding now. Bolden is fouled as he goes for 2 points, but they're just not coming as easy, are they, Tim?
No, Perth's defense is great inside. What they're doing at the moment, every time the ball goes in, they're double, even triple teaming. What Sydney must do is really look to make that extra pass. When a team double teams or triple teams, it definitely leaves at least one player open. Sydney aren't taking advantage of that at the moment.
Bolden. 20 points for the game. He shot 8 of 14 from the field. That's very healthy. He's even shot one of his 2 3-point attempts. Missed the free throw, though. So Perth still leads by 3. Long way to go in this game. 8.5 minutes. Stewart. Well, you wouldn't have been surprised if they nailed another one. The Wildcats are red hot outside. Here's Whitehead going coast to coast. Can't score, but Bolden gets the rebound. It came off Stewart. And the crowd acknowledges that call.
Great work by Bruce Bolden. He's just been impressive on the boards again tonight, picking up his 18th rebound.
Well, there's been plenty of sweat left on the floor in this game. No doubt about it. Players coming down like 9 pins. Thomas now backing into Scott Fisher, who is just frustrating the life out of him. Here it is, another tough shot, but he drops this one, and Fisher did everything he could. It's a 1-point game, this blockbuster from the Sydney Entertainment Centre. If you've just joined us, grab yourself a cup of coffee and settle in.
Sydney are in zone defense at the moment, 2-3.
Oh, Ricky Grace. Thomas with another rebound. Look out, here comes Trahere. Oh, he's in everything. 25 points. He's made 4 assists as well. And there he is guarding Shane Heal. Yet to score a 3. Will this be the first? It is! And the crowd is
Shane Heal.
Sydney leads by 2. What a game. What a game. Last year, right here, these teams went to overtime. Perth won it by 2. Off on that play. Here's Heal. He's on his own. They're all over him. And Stewart. Oh, jump ball. Great play, Anthony Stewart. He got his hands in there miraculously without forcing a foul. Now, great defence from Perth because they created that situation by surrounding Heal. Took away his options. Stewart touches it. Vlahoff controls it. Adrian Hurley roaring at his players from the sideline. Trahere driving on Thomas. He's tough tonight. Oh, he's done everything but score on that play. Fisher can't score either, but Vlahoff's in there, and he can't get it down, but he's fouled, and Bolden and Vlahoff momentarily heat up. Well, it's tough in there.
That's scary under the basket at the moment.
Well, Andrew Vlahoff was like a slice of ham as the Kings tried to keep him out of that play.
Blahoff just did not give up. 3 Sydney players just threw themselves at him that time. Blahoff missed that first foul shot. That could be an important miss when it comes down to the end of this game.
Oh, who knows? There's been so many momentum swings, Tim, haven't there? I mean, it's a 1-point lead to Sydney, but that means absolutely nothing right now as we see another Sydney offense. Bill Fisher is on the sideline. We'll hear from him in just a moment. That's a rare miss from Heel. That is to miss everything, and he's not happy. Bruce Bolden touched that over the sideline, so Perth will get it back. It's Bill Fisher now.
Yeah, Andrew Blahoff, as you know, went over on that ankle a little earlier in the game. He's still affected by it. It's taped up pretty badly, but you'll notice he's hobbling a little bit every now and again. The Kings should go to him.
Transition play from Sydney. Burton foul. Well, Scott Fisher again, an Australian player who's had so much basketball, he had down court. He's twice as big as Isaac Burton. Managed to get some body on him on that play. He is working so hard. Scott Fisher with 22 points for the game at 53%. He's had 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Heck of a game. Burton, potential starting to show on both teams.
Definitely a lot of pressure. Basketball games are won and lost on the foul line. You've got to put these down.
Well, Burton paid attention to that call from Tim Morrissey, and the fans of all sizes getting involved here in Sydney. 6.5 minutes left. Sydney by 2, but this game by no means secure. Perth has made a mighty comeback from 14 points down at the half.
Perth and Sydney are back in their zone defense again, trying to bottle it up inside.
Trahan drives. Oh, the baby hook shot taken by Thomas on the rebound. Melvin Thomas has got up to 9 boards. He's taken a lot of defensive rebounds tonight. Now Heel is calling the play vigorously and just waiting. Still plenty of time on the shot clock, 15 seconds. And Sydney look a lot more composed than they did when Perth were dominating this game. That's a risky pass. What's going to happen? Thomas is going to get it back and score. Well, must have been a home court bit of fortune there for the Sydney Kings because they did not deserve to score on that play. James Crawford, though, did it all against some pretty slack defence at the other end and keeps Sydney to just 2 points in front. Well, I wonder, Tim, 5 minutes left in this game. Perth not really showing any signs of fatigue. Superbly coached and conditioned by Adrian Hurley. Steve Whitehead fouled on that play. Perhaps a little bit of fatigue might come into play on the foul situation where their defence might get a bit sloppy.
That's right, this game, the tempo is back up again.
Well, Adrian Hurley will not give Sydney a chance to go to the free throw line just yet. He's called his team in for a timeout. We'll take one as well. Sydney 108, Perth 106. Just 5 minutes left in this blockbuster at the Kingdome.
In case you haven't heard,
My God, I'm getting married in December.
brand new episodes of Seinfeld.
I think maybe you're a little jealous.
It's got everyone married.
Hey, listen, if you ever get a date, maybe the 4 of us could go out together sometime.
All new Seinfeld, 7:30 Thursday.
The Smashing Pumpkins changed the face of rock in the 90s with Siamese Dream. Now the Smashing Pumpkins deliver their finest album, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. Get a piece of it now.
Washing in cold water won't remove greasy stains, right? Wrong. The new Coolzyme formula in Cold Power Ultra is a real breakthrough in the removal of greasy stains in even the coldest water. So let's put it to the test against a leading concentrate. Well, there you have it. New Cold Power Ultra. Unbeatable in cold.
The Sydney crowd trying to get into this game. Their team leads by just 2 in a nail-biter here at the Entertainment Centre. Melvin Thomas watching as Stephen Whitehead goes to the free throw line. 5 minutes left in this game. Whitehead Nails one. He shoots 75% from the free throw line this year. Had a season high of 23 against the Gold Coast. Grabbed 16 rebounds last weekend. Not needed as much on the boards tonight. He has only 4. Here's Fisher driving inside for the Wildcats. They trail by 4. Trahair's had a blinder. Grace also.
The Perth need to try and penetrate against this Sydney zone.
Great pass! Oh, great block, but Billy Mildenhall says there was a foul in there. Now, Melvin Thomas already has 4 fouls. The foul, though, goes against his teammate Bruce Bolton. Bill Fisher.
Yeah, one thing Adrian Hurley wants his players to do on the offense is get to the post. He says they were doing it 5 minutes ago. They've not been doing it. They've been throwing the ball around the top of the key too much. He says get to the post and they'll get some baskets.
Well, that's what Andrew Blahoff did, and he didn't get the basket, but he has got 3 shots, and he makes 1.
That's right. Against that zone, if Sydney persist in that zone defense, Perth are going to have to penetrate either off the pass or the dribble. That time, Blahoff made great space inside.
And the line was showing a poster of Kimberly Davies in a bikini as Blahoff tried to make those shots. I don't know if there's a rule about that, but if there is, I haven't heard it. Sydney by 2. Shane Heal looking to ignite their offense once again. And after scoring 72 points in the first half, Sydney have certainly felt the force of Perth's wall in the second. Burton, though, shows great persistence to score against that wall. Sydney still leads by 4. And Burton putting pressure on the ball carrier as he has done all night. Grace finds himself with an easy lane, and he scores. No, yes! Tip that in from Blahoff. Count that.
Well, it's a good non-call by the referee. Thomas tried to take the charge, but the rule is if you're standing under the basket and the offensive player makes contact, no call.
Heal. I wonder if he's thinking about a 3. He might be down a little on confidence. He's only hit 1 tonight. And he's taken 6 shots. Here now Thomas goes baseline. He's trapped. Goes outside. Can't bank it. He hit it a little too hard. Great rebounding. That man Fisher. Great outlet pass from him to Trahair, who keeps it. And now is looking for options. Grace. Blahoff. He shot a couple of 3s. He's going to go for another one. So close, but Fisher and Crawford are in there. Trahair is fouled. Wow. Perth are really lifting up on the boards. There were 3 of them in there, including the guard, Aaron Trahair, fighting for that second chance basket. And you can forget about the overall stats. Sydney leading 45 to 20 in the rebound, 28 in the rebounding department. But in the last half of this game, Perth have more than compensated. Aaron Trahair tightens this game up. There's only 1 point in it, Tim.
That's right. Trahair used his sight that time. He made something out of nothing, trapped underneath the basket.
And he makes it.
Fouling.
A narrow second to Sam McKinnon for the Rookie of the Year in 1994, Aaron Trahair, and he is applauding his team, geeing them up as we have another tied situation here at the Entertainment Centre. Just over 3 minutes left. And Whitehead for 3. Nails it! Oh, boy! Sydney have got to get back though. Look at Trahair. He gets the long pass to Fisher. And now Blahoff. And they have got back to Kings. Let's see what the Wildcats can do on offense. Trahair driving on Heal. He feels like he can take the ball to him. And he is fouled in the process. Now, is it on Melvin Thomas? We'll see. Well, the foul again on Bruce Bolton.
There we see Trahair just gets monstered inside.
Bruce Bolton joins Thomas on 4 fouls. Under 3 minutes now.
Shane Heal on defense can't afford to give up that baseline. When the play goes base, it just creates so much problems for the defense.
Trahair, 81% free throw shooter. Not the sort of guy you'd like to foul, although he was going to get the 2 points anyway. And he is so cool. This man has played as captain of the Australian team in a Greek stadium that was twice the size of this and twice as loud against a Greek team for the World Junior Championship. They lost the game, but what an experience it was. And Trahair was elevated to the All-Star team after that championship series. One of the top 5 players in the world.
Well, that's right. He was picked as the shooting guard, which basically is an incredible achievement. They treated him as the best shooting guard in the world in the under-20 level.
Perth have scored 114 points. They have not been beaten this year when they've scored that many. And Burton can't get the roll, but he does get the foul at the other end. I wonder if this game will be decided on the line, Tim, as you mentioned earlier. Sydney with 4 fouls, Perth with 3 fouls as a team. In fact, that goes to 4 all now. So the next foul against either club will put them on the free throw line.
That's right, and it's where good defense comes into its own. Teams are going to have to contain without fouling.
Burton, swish.
The other thing, we're going to find out which teams can make foul shots in pressure situations.
Burton averaging 4.5 rebounds, 4 assists and 3 steals for the Kings. 3 steals being second best in the league right now. He does it all, and he's doing it from the free throw line at a critical time. They lead by 3. Ricky Grace, turnover! And almost James Crawford stole it back.
Sydney need to work around, get a good shot this time.
Well, I wonder if Heal's going to be the designated shooter, Tim, because he wasn't playing the point guard role then. Burton was carrying the ball. Heel has camped himself on the right-hand side, at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen.
We'll look for Shane Heel to pop out.
Bolden. Oh, he's got it!
Big time shot.
Goes out to 5. Perth coming back. Grace putting the steps. They double-team him. Heel is out to his Australian teammate quickly, but Blahoff gets it back to Grace.
Perth have got to try and score quickly here.
Less than 2 minutes in the game. Trahair for 3. Oh, no, it's long, but what a great rebound from Crawford. He knew Trahair was out there. Grace hits the 3. Oh, my gosh. 2-point ball game. Ricky, Grace, and the Wildcats are killing it from outside still. They're 47% shooting as a team, but it's mainly been in the second half that they have lived and died on the perimeter. And let me tell you, they have lived. Heel responds with a great drive baseline, and Sydney are getting back on B. They lead once again by 4 points to Kings. Fisher. Crawford the jump shot. He makes it. Oh. So a shooting best here. Burton can't control it. He was Hanswell. Fisher touches it over the sideline. Well, Burton would have been looking for the foul there off the ball. Sydney will get it back, and Adrian Hurley, the Wildcats coach, calls a timeout. 1 minute and 10 seconds left in this game. Sydney have a chance to extend their lead to 6, maybe 7 points on this play. That's why Adrian Hurley wants a timeout. He needs to get a shutdown here and then get back up the court and narrow this game again.
That's right. This is probably going to be the most important defensive play by the Wildcats in the entire game. They've got to get Sydney to miss the shot or get the ball back.
Work hard on the cut. We're looking to score off each cut. It's on you, right? Don't force it, right? If it's not there, then try to do that game afterwards. The moment we're stopping to work.
Alan Black, the Sydney coach. There's the Lion trying to gee up this capacity crowd at the Sydney Entertainment Centre. Let's have a look at the Wildcats. Adrian Hurley, Mike Ellis, former great, a legend for Perth, is there helping out. Mike, of course, runs the lines for our telecast, and a good time to welcome our Perth viewers, who I'm sure have not left this game at all. There's the enemy right there, Perth. You can have a chat with them from your lounge room, but right now they're screaming out. Adrian Hurley trying to force a very important defensive play here at the Entertainment Centre. Aaron Trahair has a new career high of 29 points. That's something to celebrate already for the Perth fans, who I'm sure are enjoying this game. 15 points down. No matter what happens from here, it's been a magnificent effort from the champion team in the Mitsubishi Challenge. But you wouldn't bet against them.
Well, Alan Black during that timeout told his player to look for the people open on the cuts. Trying to make Perth play the defense, put the pressure on them.
Oh, they're playing great D at the moment. Time ticking down on the Kings. We're inside 10 seconds. Heel drives. It's blocked. What a play from JC. Oh, they're the sort of plays that win games. Will we see them do it? Grace takes on Burton. Fires to Blahoff, who scores. What a great offense by James Crawford. Well, that's a 4-point play from the Alabama Slammer right there. It's a tied ball game, 121 all. And Shane Heel with less than 30 seconds on the clock. Sydney needs to score here because Perth, no matter what, are going to have the last possession. And Billy Mildenhall has called play to a halt here. He's having a chat with the Perth bench.
Well, Perth are complaining because They're saying that the Sydney bench did not start the 30-second clock the same time the game clock started.
Now they're adjusting the shot clock. It's down to 15 seconds. Now, the game clock is on 25 seconds. That means even if Sydney scores off this play, and it's going to be hard because they have 15 seconds left and they're starting from near the half-court mark, Perth will get the last possession.
Look for Shane Hill to pop out in those corners. Trahair's going to have to stick to him like a glove.
Burton here driving, great D from, oh, here's a great move, but he can't score, neither can Bolden. Perth with the chance now, less than 10 seconds to steal this game. Oh, it's a great game. Can Perth snatch it? Trahair outside, 4 seconds, 3, Trahair misses, and we're in overtime at the Sydney Entertainment Centre. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What a game. Ricky Grace is laying prone now.
Roger Shields has called a foul on Andy Blaha.
I believe this.
Melvin Thomas is going to go to the line for 2 foul shots with no time, with 1/10 of a second on the clock.
We don't have overtime. The referees have called a foul on Andrew Blaha. Now, I mentioned before that the next foul would put the team with the penalty on the free throw line. How critical was that? Melvin Thomas now with a chance to win this game from the free throw line. Ricky Grace has just talked a bit of trash to Melvin Thomas, saying you don't deserve this shot, you don't deserve this game. That
is in.
It's not a great way to finish a game, but let me tell you, that's how it's going to finish. The crowd are going crazy here. Thomas misses the second, and that's the ball game. Sydney have stolen this ball game in the last second. Perth would be distraught with what could have been one of the best road doubles of the year, beating Brisbane on the Friday and so close to beating Sydney. Oh. But nevertheless, the home court record is retained for the Sydney Kings. I guess not the way they'd like to finish the game, however, a win is a win. And right now, Sydney goes to equal top of the Mitsubishi Challenge ladder. Here's Bill Fisher with Melvin Thomas.
Melvin, you're a legend. I don't know about legend, but I fared well tonight.
But that was just the pressure. What was it like shooting that free throw?
Well, I had Ricky Grace in my ear telling me the pressure. You know, I just wanted to be focused and knock down that shot. You know, after that went in, you know, I was just going to lay the other one up on the rim and let whoever slap it around and end the game.
That's the sweetest feeling, isn't it, to win a game like that?
Well, I like the blowouts. I mean, this is a really tough game. I mean, Perth really came at us. You know, after coming from Brisbane, you know, that road double, you know, they really fought hard, and, you know, you got to give those guys a lot of credit.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Marvellous Melvin Thomas. There's the Lions celebrating a 1-point win to the Sydney Kings on behalf of the 10 commentary team. Thanks for your time this evening, and good night.
Bitch up on the ocean, that's a big titan. Woman, you nice, sweet, fantastic. Bitch up on the ocean, that's a big titan. Woman, you nice, sweet, I enjoy the thing. Bitch up on the ocean, that's a big titan. Come on. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. Woman, you cute, I don't need no makeup. Bitch, you not cute, but you want make man man up. Woman, you cute, I don't need no makeup. Bitch, you not cute, but you want make man man up. Eyeliner, when you bitch, I make man man up. Nose powder, when you bitch, I make man man up. Lucky eyebrow, when you bitch, I make man man up. Get a lipstick, when you bitch, I make man man up. Woman, you nice broad face, and you nice hip. Big man, tip, and bust up them lip. Woman, you nice and energetic. Bitch, you on the ocean, that's a big titan. Woman, you nice broad face, and you nice hip. Big man, tip, and bust up them lip. Woman, you nice and energetic. Bitch, you on the ocean, that's a big titan. Woman,
Mitsubishi Challenge, proudly brought to you by Chicken Treat. I've got the taste. Coca-Cola, always jammin', always Coca-Cola. Ian Dippin, World of Tires. McDonald's, where it's Mac time. And Mitsubishi, please consider.
Have TV's perfect couple met their perfect match?
They're the Jetsons.
And about you, 7:30 Wednesday.